Hi, I'm Georgie, and in this video I'm going to show you how and why properly planting your seedlings at the right time is critical to your success. You do have success. Your seedlings have sprouted. But now what? They're tiny, and it's scary, and you don't want to kill them, so you wait. Maybe you water. Probably you don't give them enough light or air, and the whole bloody thing is just plain confusing. Maybe you should have put seeds in those hockey pucks one at a time so you wouldn't have to worry about transplanting them at all. Mostly because you don't understand what to do, but also there's no bloody time. You have 2 kids to help with distance learning, hubby's working from home and underfoot, and the dog ate the sandwich that he left on the coffee table, plastic wrap and all. Watching dog poop to make sure that plastic wrap doesn't get stuck somewhere wasn't on your agenda for today. It's okay. If you just understand how the whole thing works, it won't be a chore. In fact, it can become a welcome break in your otherwise busy day. First though, if you think you can put those little seedlings into whatever you have kicking around until it's time to put them in the garden, you're wrong. Your seedlings are like little babies. When they're first born, they're cute and tiny and pretty helpless, but they don't stay that way for long. You can't just be leaving them in the crib and throwing them something every once in a while and expect them to thrive. They need attention. And that might be like with a baby. It could be a blankie on the floor, that little jumpy thing that you put in the doorway. So the blankie on the floor might be like your faster growing seedlings. Let me say it again, your faster growing seedlings. The best example would be some tomatoes. They germinate in like 4 or 5 days, and then a few more days, and they're ready to be transplanted into something ever so slightly larger. And it's important to emphasize that they need to go into a container that is only slightly larger. If they don't, the root system is still quite tiny and doesn't take up the water quick enough. And then fairly soon, they have to go into another container, another slightly larger container. And there's a different schedule for every kind of plant you have. Tomatoes and peppers and eggplant and your cold crops, they're all different. They're all on a different schedule. It doesn't work if you think you're going to just take a day or two and transplant everything that has germinated. You won't have the success that you're looking for. I don't have any seedlings right now to use as a demonstration, but I did a little video last year to help some people, and I think I can get some good concepts across to you without too much trouble. So here we go. I'd like to clear up some confusion about this whole transplanting thing. People are pretty nervous about it. So I have some leeks here. I didn't sow these myself. They were sown probably around the first of the year because it takes a long time for them. But anyway, there's probably 40-ish in here, and they're at the point of where they're too close together, but yet they're still too small to put in the garden. So the first thing I'm going to do is give them a trim. Now, I'm going to put it over here. This trim is going to allow the bulbs to mature. Well, the base, you can do this with onions. I say bulbs, but these don't really have a bulb. But it will thicken the stalks there. So before I transplant them, I'm going to give them a little haircut and shake that out of there. So the issue is that they're too close together, and if they continue to grow like that, they're going to be smaller than they should be as well. I'm going to fill this little flat with soil and hopefully not scare you to death when I start pulling them apart, because they're not as delicate as they look. Not even close. But people are afraid. So I'm going to try to do something about that. So here's my little flat. And I have a packer to make it a little firmer. Just like that. And then they're planted in little rows, which is cool. So take a putty knife or anything, you can even do it with your fingers, and just scoop them out. And they get like this, and you just separate them. See? They're very, very easy to just pull apart. And then just put them in the little, stick your finger in, stick them in. Just like that. And they can stay like this for probably, they could stay like this for a month, but I'll surely be having them in the garden before then, if it ever warms up. Again, you can just take your fingers and scoop them out. And shake the dirt off of them a little bit. It's not going to hurt them. Now, I say it's not going to hurt them, but you're not going to want to sit here and decide that you need a cup of tea or a drink or whatever the heck and leave them in the sun. That wouldn't work. But to just take them apart and plop them in this little, in their little hole, firm them up. They're not even going to bat an eyelash. And putting them a little bit deeper than they've been isn't going to hurt these as well. It'll just give nice white bottoms to these leeks. So what I like to do with them, I would take more of these if I could find them right now. I put them in the garden and then I start pulling them fairly soon and put them on the grill. They're delicious like that. Almost like roasted vegetables or something. They're really good. Put a little olive oil on them and just stick them on there. Just yummy. Now that you maybe understand why you should take on transplanting as a yoga practice, you should check out another video I have on the next mess, which is how, when, and why to water. You can soon be on your way to a green thumb. And thanks for watching.